name is Aidan Caughy. I'm a singer and producer. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, but I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm a student at GSU. I started making music my sophomore year of high school, but I didn't start producing until my junior year of high school, and that's kind of what I think of as like a turning point in making music, is when I started like being completely involved in the production of it. In high school, I lived in Bogart, Georgia, which is outside of Athens. It was very rural, and like, I don't know, thinking of like how I used to go about music and just like how I expressed myself, even beyond just like the music that I made, but also just like how I dressed, how I talked, how I acted, how I, carried myself, was just so different than how comfortable I feel now, which is just, it's really interesting to think about that, because it really does, like the place you're in really obviously does have such a big impact on that. Living in Atlanta, and I'm around so many artists that have different sounds, I feel like what's really changed is like that's just not something that I had before moving to the city. Like everyone is so ambitious and so talented, and it could be like really scary, because it's like if you get into like this like headspace of comparing yourself like to other people, it can get kind of dark of like, oh, there are all these talented people around me, what makes me special? But rather like think of it as like there's all these talented people around me. It's incredible because like we get to boost each other up. For example, like I'll be with my friend Cece, and the music that I'll make with them will be very different than if I'm with my roommate Spencer, if I'm with, other people. It's just like if I'm with my buddy Willie, it's just like being with different people that have like their own twists. Like collaborating, I feel like has been a very big way that I've like experimented.
Working with Aidan is a lot of fun because Aidan's just someone who it's always been super easy to make stuff with. Creating ideas has, never been such an easy process with anyone else, especially like from starting the song to finishing the song. The whole process just feels super easy and just makes sense when I'm working with Aidan. Aidan and I have probably like, I'd say 50 songs together at this point that, are all, none of them sound the same. They're all just, whether it's, we're just making some crazy over the top dubstep to like some elevator music. Like it's all different, and that's why I like creating with them.
My identity's changed over the years, definitely with how comfortable I feel in my gender and like the space that I take up. I would say I definitely feel just like way more freely expressive than I used to. I used to feel way more like restraining to myself, like, oh no, you shouldn't act like this is not how you should act. And just like the older I've gotten, the more free I've gotten from that.
I feel that me being around Aidan, watching them create all the things that they love to create, whether it's, music, or even watching them, express themselves with fashion, with their makeup, just how they present themselves really inspires me to be my best self and the best version of myself. So, and I'd hope it goes the same way. I hope that, if they see some of my art, some of my artwork, that inspires them and pushes them and drives them to, also want to create more. So it's like this cycle where we just, feed off of each other, help each other. It's really cool.
I wish I could like go back and be like, it's okay because like this will happen, or it's like okay because it's like kind of sucks, but it's like this is for the best. And it's kind of like hard to remember that, I would say. For people that are like exploring themselves, finding themselves in their identity, I would say it's remember to be kind to yourself and to love yourself. And yeah, it's definitely a journey, and it's okay to not feel comfortable with yourself, but I hope everyone can get to a point where they do feel comfortable with yourself. My view on success right now is definitely having to do with like how productive I'm being, and something that I'm like continuing to work on is like not being upset with myself for not getting the most that I can do done in a day. Like it's okay to just kind of like take some time and relax. Really, I would say my headspace is still very future focused. I'm not like where I'm at right now. I'm thinking like, wow, like I want to go back to where I was in high school. Like I'm excited for what's coming. And like I do get very nostalgic. I'm like, oh wow, I kind of like how simple high school was, because like I really only had like one thing going on, and that was like I wanted to leave. It was like kind of cool, but like I'm very excited for the years to come in my life. Right now, I'm planning for a lot of things. I'm working on an album. I've recently started working with a band, including my roommate Spencer Mayevich. And yeah, we just have a lot of exciting shows coming up, playing the Masquerade in 2 weeks. Very excited about that. Performing on Georgia Tech's radio station later that month as well. It's like there's a lot of very exciting things. Like if like little Aidan could see this, they would not believe what's going on. And it's like, Yeah, I feel ambitious is what I'm planning for right now, and like want to get to the point where I could go maybe on a tour or just be on some kind of like larger platform musically. And it's, you know, it is very ambitious, but it's so affirming that like the things that are going on right now are like things that like I wouldn't have believed in high school, and that it makes me very emotional. It's very exciting.